Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Keeps Boxing Gym Talk. I am your host, K-Rob216. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Just a little some quick notes, real quick, man. We're just talking about all of these fighters that are coming back after being retired for a long time. Fighters that are in their mid-40s, that are close to 50 years old, returning to the sport. Some fighters are even going to be 60 years old, returning to the sport. I think it needs to be stopped. But before we get into that, though, man, I want you guys to like and subscribe again. Like and subscribe, please. Yeah, man. Ricky Hatton, I just got this news like 2 days ago that Ricky Hatton is coming back after a 12, 13-year layoff. Retirement, matter of fact. His last fight was against a welterweight contender named Senchenko, who lost to Malignaggi. Malignaggi beat him for the WBA welterweight championship. That's what made him a two-time welterweight champion, and he knocked him out. And then he gets about with Ricky Hatton. This is about 2012, and Ricky Hatton was doing good. He was doing very, very good until the ninth round when he got hit with a body punch, and it stopped everything, and it ended his career. And maybe he's just coming back for the sport because he loves the sport. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't need the money. I don't know. But one thing I can say though, man, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous game that these fighters that are over 40 years old are playing. Manny Pacquiao, he's coming back. He's coming to fight Mario Barrios. Now, you know, mind you, yeah, Pacquiao's been going out the ring for about 4 years, but it's still a dangerous fight. Him fighting somebody like Barrios. I don't really consider Barrios a top 5 contender, even though he's the WBC welterweight champion. I'm not going to say it was given to him. Well, it was given to him because he was the WBC interim champion. Then he got elevated after Terrence Crawford moved up to the junior middleweight division, you know, to take on Madrimov. But my thing is with Hatton, though, the guy that he's fighting, I think his name is Issa Eldal. His last fight was 2021. I think his record is like 8-4 with 4 KOs. So it isn't too much of a threat. But at the same time, like I said, Ricky Hatton only has one style, and that's just to come forward. And this fight is going to be at middleweight. Well, I don't know the man, Issa. I don't know his history and his fights. I think he's had about, like I said, 10 fights, pro fights. But if they're at middleweight, though, then there's probably going to be a problem for Hatton, though, because all that man has to do is get down to the body. We know that Ricky Hatton doesn't like it to the body. He showed it against Senchenko when he lost in the 9th round when he was up. He got hurt. He even publicly said it, that he got hurt by a real bad body shot in his prime when he fought Juan Urango. You know, that big, freakishly strong dude that was in the 140-pound division a few years back, almost 20 years back. So, and he got hurt by Luis Collazo to the body, too. So I hope that, you know, Hatton is looking a lot bigger. He's looking a lot bigger, a lot fluffier and stuff like that. I hope he's working on doing his sit-ups and his crunches and doing 500 sit-ups a day or something like that, because I guarantee you that's what they're going to be going towards. It should be a easy win for Hatton. It should be. But if that man Issa knows what he's doing, though, if he's a smart man, he would know to go to the body and end the fight early. Me personally, though, I like I said, I just don't like it. And like I said, speaking of fighters that's going on 50, knocking on 50, they're going out here and they're fighting. Oliver McCall is coming back too. He's 60 years old, even though he's never been knocked out and stuff like that. He's probably got one of the most granted chins in the heavyweight history in the boxing. But it's just still not it's not a good look. Like, you know, you're older now, you get hurt. You know, like I said, I'm pushing 40. I'll be 40 in the next month and a half. And I've done little boxing training and stuff like that, but I feel every inch of it by while I'm working and stuff like that. So those opponents going into the ring and stuff like that, that's pushing on 40, pushing on 50, pushing on 60. Just be careful. I like what Hatton's doing, though. He has a great, you know, he picked his opponent out carefully. You know, as far as Manny Pacquiao, I know he believes in himself. He's a way better fighter than Ricky Hatton. You know, he's legendary, but it's still a dangerous fight. And, you know, this is a big dude. You know, we're talking about Mario Barrios. So, I don't know. I just wish them all the best of luck, man. Best of luck. I know this isn't about money with Manny Pacquiao. I know this is just about making history. Hatton, I don't know what his motive is. Maybe this is about coming back and you know, and doing something and try to make a comeback. But, you know, he definitely can't beat any of the middleweights. Even if he wins in December when he fights in Riyadh, I don't see him being a contender for the middleweight championship. So maybe this is just, I don't know, one and done. We'll see. In other news, man, we got David Benavides. He's coming back. His first title defense is against Anthony Yarde, and I'm not mad at that. And he's fighting on the zone. Like I said, I have nothing against PBC, but as you know, a lot of PBC fighters are very inactive. Very inactive. If your name ain't Benavides or if your name ain't Tank Davis, you probably fight once every 2 years, maybe every 3 years. We can ask Keith Thurman this. Keith Thurman has been very inactive for the last decade or so. So now he's fighting on the zone. He's going to be fighting under Turki Al-Ashi. So we can just hope that big things that can happen. Anthony Yarde is a very, very, very tested light heavyweight. And I'm not taking away from none of David Benavides' his last two fights at light heavyweight. He fought Olenio Vostic, that's his name, Vostic. You know, he was way past his prime. You know, he lost to Arthur Beterbiev in a unification fight in Philadelphia about 6, 7 years ago. Then he retired, and he came back, and he was well past his prime. Benavides did what he's supposed to do. He got a unanimous decision and stuff like that, but, you know, he couldn't do what he wanted to do, and that's what he did in super middleweight division, and that was bully his opponents, walk them down, smile in their face, intimidate them, and stuff like that. You see, he can't do that in the light heavyweight division. He tried it, you know, in his last fight. He tried in his last fight. He did get the victory, and I was very impressed by that, by a decorated amateur, a Cuban, and stuff like that. But he was moving up in the heavyweight division too. So this is a fighter, Anthony Yarde, who's been tested. He's fought Kovalev. Yeah, he's fought London Arthur, even though he lost those, and he lost to Beterbiev, you know. And there's nothing to be ashamed about, but he gave it his all. This is when he fought Kovalev that still had something left in him, still had some little explosiveness left in him, and he hurt Kovalev. My only thing is, though, and I think that Benavides is going to win this by decision, maybe even a knockout, because, you know, he did get knocked out by a jab. You know, Kovalev stuck his jab out, and he dropped him, and he just knocked him out cold. It seemed like, you know, he had both his hands on the mat. He was laid out from a jab. But as you know, as you get ready, as David Benavides gets ready to fight some of the top premier people at light heavyweight, I think Anthony Yarde is a battle tester. I think he's ranked top 10 in the Ring magazine also. So this is going to be a great test for him, because Anthony Yarde, he packs a lot of muscle. He's strong. And this just a lot of adversity for him that's going to be in the ring in his campaign at lightweight. A lot of adversity. You know, like I said, he fought Fosdick. He's fought the Cuban guy. I can't think of his name right now. I got a brain fart going on right now. But, you know, this is a premier 175 pounder that's fought at light heavyweight for the majority of his career. So I'm excited to see this. I'm excited to see him on Riyadh season. I'm glad, you know, he's getting paid the money that he's going to get paid, and he's going to be fighting on a regular, even though he's fighting regularly on PBC. Maybe this is a one-and-done thing. Maybe this is a fight-by-fight basis with Turki Al-Ashi, but I hope this leads up to him fighting some of the top guys, and you know who I'm talking about, Bivol and Beterbiev, even though I feel like Beterbiev is on his way out the door. He's 40, pushing 41, but, hey, Benavides is about to get tested, and I'm going to be here for it because I'm rooting for the Mexican Monster, you know. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. I think I'm going to drop some more videos, drop another video in the next few days, man. Like and subscribe, please. Comment anything that you want me to discuss, anything that you disagree about. I'll be happy to reply to that, man. Like I said, man, like and subscribe. Thank you guys, and I'll talk to you again.